Hello, hello, hello. Happy Thursday, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Psychic Perspective. I am, of course, Leo Brown. And as you can see by the description, we're here. I'm here giving my perspective. I can't talk on Miss Britney Jean Spears. So I want to give a little background first. So some of you who are Britney fans, you know. But for those of you who don't, Britney Spears is an American singer-songwriter. She came to popularity in the mid to late 90s with hits such as Baby One More Time, Stronger, Slave for You, Lucky, my personal favorite, Bombastic Love. Um, and of course, In the Zone, Work Bitch, and a host of others. She's been compared to Madonna, Janet Jackson, like a lot of the legends of the day. So I wanted to come on and do a perspective on Miss Britney Jean and just what she's been dealing with and kind of give a little bit more insight into this. Now, before I get started, make sure you like, make sure you comment, and most of all, make sure you become a Sugar Bear. Subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you're thinking. If you like, share what I have to say. I hope that it resonates for her or for someone on her team. And if it doesn't, that's okay too, because there's no such thing as 100%. And I'm definitely not, someone who claims to be 100%. I'm a human at the end of the day. I'm flawed. I may project my own stuff into this. I'm just gonna be honest. And my thing is, my intention is to do the best I can with the information that I am receiving from spirit, and hopefully it makes sense and it resonates. And in even if it doesn't resonate with her, it may resonate with someone watching. So for those of you who would like a reading outside of this, if you if you'd like to get a reading yourself one-on-one, you can log on to my website, which is psychicleo.com, or you can follow me on certain social media platforms. So with that being said, let's get started. So Miss Britney Jean, and that's what I'm going to call her today. So before I get started, let me say a quick prayer. Ancestors, guides, gods, goddesses, hear me clearly. I come with no ill will in my heart or mind or spirit. I come here to give Miss Britney Jean Spears clarity, honesty, and truth. And I ask that you use me. Less of me, more of thee. I thank you for your protection, for your love, for your safety, and for walking with me, for being beside me, for being in front of me, and for being behind me. The God is above, the God is below. Blessed be and Ashe. So I'm gonna just throw some cards. And as I'm doing this, I'm also gonna just tell you guys when I'm picking up. I okay. Okay, I'm gonna stop here. So what I'm picking up immediately for me is I get a sense of franticness. I get a sense of something like in their head. They're all up here. I get a lot of vendettas. I get a lot of anger. I get a lot of like it's payback time. I get a lot of that. Like this time, bitch, it's personal. And that actually may explain why, as of late, she's been lashing out. Britney Jean has been lashing out, through her social media. Because if you follow her on Instagram, she's been letting people have it. And that actually makes sense. I get a lot of hurt. And I feel like a lot of the hurt is warranted, but a lot of it is misplaced. A lot of it is misplaced. A lot of it is she's just hurting. And what I keep hearing in my head is no one understands, no one has a clue of what I really went through. Because as we know, she recently got free of a conservatorship. And if you don't know what a conservatorship is, it basically is where you allow someone has complete control over not just your finances, but everything from like who you talk to, who you can see, There was a point where she couldn't even buy a pair of Skechers. And if you know anything about Skechers shoes, they're not expensive. Um, and it's interesting. I feel like what I'm picking up and what I'm receiving, what I'm getting downloaded to me is Britney Jean, and I'm gonna call her Britney Jean because even though she's in her 40s, because I think she and I are around the same age, she's 14. She's like between 14 and 17. And she's never been allowed to live. She's never been allowed to really be her, which is why now she's doing what she's doing. Every 5 minutes you see her, she naked. She's and a lot of what I'm hearing too is that she's like, I'm learning to love my body because I kind of get that she struggles either with body image or people around her when she was at her height of popularity. They always told her that like she was never enough. Either she was fat or like something like they were always ragging on her. And I'm literally getting a woman who danced her butt off to the point to where it's like, I can't help the way I'm built because even if you look at Britney, right, and say she didn't dance a lot, she'd be a very curvaceous woman. She really would be. She'd be a thick girl. She's from Louisiana. She's not. And I feel like I literally see a woman dancing. And it's like, no matter what I do, it's never enough. And I also get a sense of perfectionism around her too at this point in time. And I keep getting in my head 14, 17, 14, 17. Um, is she happy? It's interesting because I see her, I know she's doing a memoir, but what I'm getting is that, or she's done with a memoir. I feel like once, because I'm seeing her do interviews, and I mean at least a good, and I mean a lot, like 6 to 10. She's going to be on a press tour and really letting people know, like, this is what I went through, not just from the physical standpoint, but up here. And what I'm getting is that once she gets it all out, once she lets it all go, because it's going to be very therapeutic for her. Once she lets it all go, that's when true happiness, and healing is going to start. Um, Brittany Jean, baby, and I'm talking directly to you. You're doing the right thing by cutting off your mother and your sister. They mean you no good. Especially your mama. I feel like your mother honestly wants to keep you. She wants you still to be like between 10 and 13. Your mother doesn't want you to grow. Your mother does not want you to be the woman that you're becoming. Your sister just wants attention and money. I feel like what I'm getting from them. I don't feel like you have people around you that want the best for you, but at the same time, it's like it literally is like you're cutting down weeds, and you're it's like you're mowing your lawn. You're seeing the snakes, and it's just so much at one time. Um, your mental health, I feel, and let me make this clear, I am not a licensed counselor. I'm a life coach. Okay. But your mental health is your top priority now. And your body too, because I'm not just like body in terms of aesthetic or like what we see, but body in terms of I'm getting like arthritis, something to do with movement, stiffness, things like that. That's really important for you now. Your main goal, what I'm getting is you really want to rebuild your relationship with your children. In particular, I want to say this is your eldest child because I get 16 and 16, 17, 16, 17. Um, and I feel like you really want them to understand. They don't understand. And that's because what I'm picking up is that they don't know the full story. They don't know what you really got. They know tidbits. They know snippets. They don't know the full gig. I'm gonna pull some cards now. Hold on a second, y'all. Let's see. Mhm. Okay. Yeah, and it's funny, all my cards that I'm putting are all in reverse. And that's not a bad thing. That's just letting me know that there's some stuff going that she's working on. So I'm gonna go with this one. So this isn't the first card I pulled, but it's the second card. So the second card I pulled from this about Miss Britney Jean is the Hermit. I got it in reverse. So what this is telling me is that she wants to come out of her shell and reveal who she is, and that's what she's doing. But at the same time, people want to box her in, and that's what she's fighting against. And also, I kind of get that she's fighting against herself because there's a big part of her that wants to play the role, that wants to play, well, everything's fine, and I'm happy, and oh my God, like, and and I can still move, and but then there's a big part of her that's like, no, I'm not doing it anymore. And that kind of goes, that actually leads me into asking this, will she be back on the stage? Um, no, I honestly don't get that Britney's gonna want to. Britney's done performing. Now I know that's hard for me to say. But I do see her recording. I actually see it in my head, and I kind of get maybe 2 to 4 more albums. But I honestly think she's never gonna. Well, I shouldn't say never, but I don't see her dancing for a minute. And if she does, what I'm picking up is theater, like Broadway, like Chicago or something like that. If she decides to go back, it'll be something like that. It'll be something more sophisticated because what I'm hearing is like, I'm tired of being a dancing bear. I just don't want to do it anymore. And she really, a lot of this is, and it's funny that, well, it makes sense that the Hermit popped in. She really is about getting to know herself. That's what this is about. It's not that she doesn't love her public and her fans, and she loves y'all. She loves us. But she's just like, what more can I do? I've done it all. And I really want to have a moment to experience life on my own terms. Um, yeah. And then as far as, okay, so I'm going to talk to you, Miss Britney Jean, about Kevin Federline and your husband, your current husband, and your ex-husband too, the one that tried to break into your house, or that broke into your house, that crashed your wedding. Um, Personally, what I'm picking up is a lot of opportunists. I feel like the man that you're married to now, he's a good man. He's a good man. He's not a bad man, but what I'm picking up is that you love him, don't get me wrong, but it's what I'm picking up is a lot to do with you and trust. You trust them, but to a certain point. You're kind of waiting for the shoe to drop with this one a little bit. It's not that you don't want to, but just that instinct in you is just like, which is why, and it's funny because I'm seeing contracts and documentation around you. So I think that's why maybe right now you have like prenups and you're making sure that you are good. But you love him, but I definitely get, and I get that he loves you too, but I get that you're like, I want to make sure that I can trust not just him, but but I can trust myself, that I'm making the right decision, which is smart. So that kind of leads into this card that I got, which is the Ten of Swords in reverse. So what this is telling me, the 10 normally deals with change. It deals with transition. So it's like what's going to help you, Britney, is you not only doing, because I'm seeing therapy, but I'm also getting alternative therapies like meditations, past life regressions, things like that. That will help you a lot because uh, it's not just, and here's what people don't get, it's not just that she's living her life now. You know what I mean? And she's doing all these things now. A lot of it really is that mentally, she's still in the same place she was when she had the lockdown and when the conservatorship just like first started. She's still there. So a lot of it is slowly trying to come out of that. And it's not easy for her. You know what I mean? So I'm getting you going within. In order for you to unlock that and become the woman that you want to be, you have to go within yourself and battle the issues that are around you. I get everything with her. I'm getting like nightmares or like night terrors because I get issues with her sleeping. Um, just a lot of stuff, and I definitely see you on a therapist's couch too, and I feel like that's helping you a lot too. Journaling is helping you a great deal. So what you're doing with journaling, that's helping you too. Even reaching out to the fans is helping you a lot because you realize that you're not by yourself. You're not alone, which is a wonderful thing. So I'm gonna go with these two cards. Yeah, I'm gonna go with these. So I have the Two of Wands here and the Knight of Pentacles. These were the first. This was in the problem area. This one was the first card I drew. So what this is telling me is that the Knight of Pentacles, this is all about stability. In the past, she's felt very unstable. She's felt very like just on shaky ground, used, abused, misused. Financially, I'm getting a lot to do with that too. Like either maybe not back taxes, but like old bills, like old debts, helping people out, a lot of that. And I want to say the past 3 to 6 years, like I get a lot to do with her and her money. And I feel like she's literally rebuilding that part of her life from the ground up, along with herself, along with her self-esteem, along with her worth, along with all of that. Um, Keep your father away from you, baby. Please, and if not your father, certain relatives, because I get something to do with like an uncle. There's somebody around you that they're connected to your dad and they're not good for you. They're not good for you. And they act like they are, but I feel like they're connected to your father because I see your father's face. Um, so whomever they are, get rid of them, please. And I feel like you're gonna start, and if you haven't done it now, you're going to do it. I feel like you're in the process. You're really what's the word? Revamping your whole team, like everybody from security to people that run your house. Like you really are taking control, and it's just little by little. It's little by little. It's day by day. Um, so the Two of Wands. So what this is telling me, this is the problem. So what this is also telling me is that right now you're walking away from a lot of things. You're walking away from performing. You're walking away, maybe not necessarily from recording, because I pick up you recording, and this may sound really funny because we all know that Britney Jean is really like, her main genre of music is pop, but I'm picking up a rock album, I'm picking up a jazz album, or like an album of standards. I'm picking up her really doing things that we the fans would be like, really? Why would you want to do this? Like, but for her, is what she wants to do. And the thing that I'm picking up around it is that she knows that it's time for her to walk away from what she's known for. She's like, I want to do something different. I'm also seeing her, and I should say her, but I'm seeing you write a lot more. I'm seeing you getting into acting, maybe not in front of the camera, but writing, producing, maybe even directing. There's just so much that you want to do. There's so many ideas that you have. And you know that in order for you to execute said ideas, you have to walk away from what has been comfortable for you. So I'm seeing you doing a lot of that. I get almost like a TV series where you're going to be in the executive producer area, something like that. Um, and I'm seeing like almost like I don't know if you guys remember the show, but it was almost like not American Idol, but like Pop Star. It was a precursor to American Idol. It was like Pop Stars or X Factor. And I know at one point you were a judge, but I'm seeing you do that as well. I'm seeing you mentor people in the industry and saying, okay, here's what you don't want to do, you know, and you helping because I'm seeing like a girl group and you helping them. So I feel like you're gonna do other things. You're gonna be You're going to be more of a mogul, I think, but it's more behind the scenes. I don't see you getting in front. If you do get in front of the camera, it'll be maybe to act or to interview things, because I just don't see you doing it like we're used to anymore. And the thing of it is, you're ready to walk away. But what it is that what I'm picking up is that it's not you, it's more so people around you. People around you don't want you to walk away from what we know you for. But you're like, I have to, for my own sanity. I have to. I have to walk away from this because I'm burnt out. I'm done. I can't do anymore. There's not enough in me. I'll make an appearance here and there, but ultimately, I want to be at home. You know what I'm saying? I want to be with my man. I want to have children. Um, Speaking of children, you may end up having two. Don't quote me, but you might end up having two kids, two more than what you have now. So, boy and a girl. But yeah, I feel like there's just more you want to do. And then the final card I got for you, Miss Britney Jean, is the Queen of Wands. So the Queen of Wands, if you look at her, she's ambitious, she's driven, she's fire. She's fire personified. She's that, she's that girl, that bitch. So what this is telling me is that all the vigor and piss and vinegar that we're seeing now, we're gonna see even more so, because and not in a negative connotation, but more so just a woman who's more in control of herself, who knows what she's capable of, who knows that she can make things happen, who knows that from a business standpoint, from a social standpoint, from a energetic standpoint, I can make things happen if I want to. The ball really is in my court. So I'm seeing a lot of that. So I feel like the next 6 months are gonna be, and probably as we go into maybe the spring, they're gonna be your moments of growth and a blossoming, of just really letting people see you, letting people see who Britney Jean truly is. And I feel like right now, people don't know what to make of it, because they're like, okay, 1 minute she's going on these rants, and in 1 minute she's, you know, opening up, and in 1 minute she's naked, and in 1 minute she's dancing, and in but it's gonna all, from what I'm picking up, sorry that startled me, it's gonna all come together. So I hope that Miss Britney Jean, I hope this made sense. I hope that there's some clarity in this for you. And for her fans, I hope this made sense to you as well. If you like what you see, make sure you like, make sure you comment, make sure you subscribe. What do you think about what's going on with Britney? What do you like? What are your thoughts on this? Now that the conservatorship is over, what do you think? What do you think that Britney needs to do to continue her process of healing? Let me know in the comments below. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this. But until next time, my darlings, my great sugar bears, have a wonderful Thursday, and I'll talk to you soon. Okay? Bye-bye.